Have you completely given up on gluten-free baking because it feels like rocket science? I've been exactly where you are, confused, overwhelmed, and you're literally watching the cookie crumble in your hand. But guess what? Today I'm going to share with you the secrets I wish I knew when I got started. Hi, I'm Alicia Falcorton, your gluten-free bestie when it comes to all things baking. Whether you're completely confused how to change one of your family recipes to gluten-free, your cookies have turned to dust, I'm here to help you bake confidently and consistently in your gluten-free kitchens. So before I get started with my gluten-free baking secrets, I want to know what has been your biggest struggle with gluten-free baking so far. Drop it in the comments. I would love to help you out. Gluten-free beginners baking secret number one, gluten-free baking is completely different. Gluten-free baking is like learning a whole new language. It is different than traditional baking because of that gluten. Gluten is the stretchy protein inside of the wheat. It acts like a glue, and without it, we have to get super creative. But trust me, it is possible with unique ingredients and blends, okay? That brings us right into beginner gluten-free baking secret number two, the essential ingredients. The heart of gluten-free baking, if you will, is the right flour blend. Oftentimes in recipes, you will see blends of multiple different flours that will give the perfect texture, taste, and consistency. For example, almond flour adds richness, rice flour will add your structure, xanthan gum adds that elasticity, just like gluten does in regular, and you can do your own little play with the starches and proteins to find a balance that you like. One of my pro tips is even if you find a recipe you enjoy, keep experimenting until you find the blend that works for you. The consistency is the key. I find that I'm not a huge fan of almond flour or millet flour, so I use sorghum flour and rice flour instead. Before we get to beginner gluten-free baking secret number three, I want to know, do you have a favorite recipe that you'd love to get adapted to gluten-free? Hit that like and subscribe and pop it down in the comments, and I'd love to tackle it with you, and I might even feature it in a future video. All right, we're bringing it in to beginner gluten-free baking secret number three, the tools that you need in your kitchen. Okay, I promise, you don't need super fancy gadgets to start, okay? Are they fun? Yes. Do I have them? Of course I do. I am the gadget queen. So much so that there's barely any room in my kitchen cabinets. But I digress. Let's just start with the basics. Measuring cups, mixing bowls, parchment paper, silicone mats. Oh, those things are beautiful. And for easy cleanup. I don't like to cook with the silicone, but I love to use the mats for rolling and mixing and the little bit of kneading that we do. The stuff just comes right off. I absolutely love silicone mats. As far as parchment paper goes, I wish I could use the unbleached. Sadly, it does not work, especially for my bread baking. I'm just cooking at such a high temperature that the unbleached tends to just crumble and even start on fire. So I still use regular bleached parchment paper, but it works very well. As far as the mixing bowls go, I suggest staying away from the plastics. I feel like the dough sticks to the sides a little bit worse. I tend to go for glass, but there's also some really good stainless steel ones out there. But honestly, glass is my favorite. Measuring cups, I am falling in love with metal ones these days. But I have also used plastic, and I have a couple of favorite ones that kind of do all the things. So if you want to check out any of these tools that are kind of my favorites and really get a deep dive, go ahead down into the description, and I have a little toolkit that you can check out. Now for a little beginner gluten-free baking bonus tip, weigh your ingredients. I know I was one of those that never weighed a darn thing. I always used measuring cups. I always scooped and squished that flour into that sucker. as much as possible. I promise you though, you are going to want to weigh it out. There is such an inconsistency when you just scoop that measuring cup inside of your flour. You're going to want to pour, weigh, level. Okay? Beginner gluten-free baking secret number 4, big time technique mistakes. Over mixing. All right. Regular gluten baking, you knead the heck out of stuff. You mix the heck out of stuff. You do not want to do that with gluten-free, okay? Oftentimes you need to just mix it enough. You don't want it to be super gritty, of course, but you do not want to sit there and let it mix forever. It will make things turn into paperweight rocks, okay? Another technique is you need to let the dough rest for a little bit. Gluten-free flour and dough tends to absorb liquid much, much, much more than regular gluten flour counterparts. So you need to let it sit and rest and absorb all that liquid, because sometimes you might have to add a little bit more. If this has happened to you, it's all good, okay? Mistakes happen and it's okay. It's all part of the learning process. And I know how frustrating it can be. When I first was diagnosed with celiac disease almost a decade ago, I tried to bake a cake for my daughter's birthday. It did not turn out at all, and I had given up on gluten-free baking completely, no joke, until a few years ago. And then I finally got back into it again and kept practicing, kept learning, and here I am now. I love making gluten-free sourdough, and I'm constantly baking for my family almost on a daily basis. So I don't want you to feel like your baking journey has to be perfect. It doesn't. It just needs to start. And if you're ready to take that first big step with me, I want you to download my free beginner's guide to gluten-free baking. It's packed with a bunch of tips that are going to help you make your first bake a success. Remember, every great baker started exactly where you are right now. It's all a part of your journey, and I would love to help you on the rest of this path. Hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss when my next video drops. We're going to be talking all about different gluten-free flours, what they do, what they taste like, and how to use them. And I can't wait. Until next time.